Hello chess lovers, Suren here, and in this video I would like to share with you a very fascinating game played by Magnus Carlsen. Carlsen is on the black side and his opponent is Sergey Karjakin. This game was played in 2007 at Bilbao Blindfold Chess World Cup. For those who do not know, blindfold chess is a form of chess play wherein the players do not see the positions of the pieces, and that's of course more tiring than regular play because this forces players to maintain a mental model of the positions of the pieces. Now let's see what happened on the board, or in this case it will be better to say what happened in the minds of players. Karjakin started the game with e4 and Carlsen responded with Sicilian defense c5, knight f3, knight c6, bishop b5. We have the Rossolimo attack e6, which is the second most popular choice after g6. In our game we have e6, bishop takes c6, b takes c6, d3, knight e7, queen e2, queen c7, and knight g5. White is looking for weaknesses in black's camp and at the same time is preparing f4 advancement. e5 by Carlsen, but anyways f4 is on the board. Karjakin is playing very aggressively. He takes f4, white castles kingside. Now white will try to win back the pawn on f4, knight g6, queen h5 and d6. Instead of playing d6, bishop d6 could have been more ambitious, but in our game we have d6. Bishop takes f4, knight takes f4, rook takes f4. Already there's too much pressure on f7. We see g6, queen f3, but it turns out that there is no way to protect the pawn. After bishop g7, Karjakin won it. Rook takes f7, bishop d4 check, king h1 and queen d8. Black is both threatening to win this knight. Also there can be some bishop takes b2 threats, and Karjakin responded with c3, bishop e5, although black could also capture on g5, but in our game we have bishop e5. And a terrible mistake by Karjakin, rook g7, after which black is managing to gain advantage. Instead of rook g7, it was better to strengthen the knight on g5 by playing h4. And if h6, then rook g7, and here rook f8 is not dangerous because white has this rook g8 move. Let's go back. In our game after bishop e5 we have rook g7. White is setting up a cheap trap. Of course the rook is untouchable because of this mating threat. Carlsen responded with queen f6, and after queen takes f6, bishop takes f6, white is in trouble. Karjakin played rook takes h7, and on the surface it looks like that he managed to solve all the problems. Now if you capture on g5 then you will lose your rook, or after rook takes h7, if rook takes h7 then knight takes h7, no problem at all for white. But after rook takes h7, Carlsen found a fantastic continuation, and believe it or not, but he castled kingside. Look at this. Right now the knight is hanging and you can't move it back because you will lose your rook. Karjakin played knight a3, but if you move like rook c7, then black can either capture on g5 or bishop d8 is even strong. Also there is a mating threat. In our game after castling kingside we have knight a3, after which Carlsen simply won the knight on g5, rook c7, rook f7. Carlsen is simply a piece up, and now let's see how is he going to realize his advantage. Of course Karjakin could already resign, but as this was a blindfold chess he's still prolonging his resistance in hope that Carlsen will make a mistake, and the rook is penetrating white's camp. b4, bishop takes c3, another pawn drops, rook takes a7, bishop d4, rook d7, rook takes a2, and after b takes c5, the other rook is penetrating the second rank with a direct mating threat. Rook d8 check by Karjakin, king g7, another desperate check, and after king h6, finally Karjakin resigned because his king is simply in a mating net. A very powerful castling by Magnus Carlsen, after which Karjakin found himself in trouble and lost a piece. Of course, typical castlings are very rare on a chessboard. That was simply astounding. Thanks for watching. For more games, consider subscribing to my channel. Also, if you liked this game, share it with your friends and let them know about this beauty. I will see you in my next video.